Hey guys, I wanted to show you how I stay organized in my homeschooling. There are so many different ways to do this, and I wanted to show you what my way is. It is not the perfect way, but it really does work for me, and it's really not fancy at all, so don't expect much, but it's a great way to stay organized, and it's all how I keep track of all of the parts and pieces that go along with homeschooling. The first thing I wanted to show you is this teacher planner, and it just always sits on my desk here right in front of my computer. And in the front, it's just a bunch of extra stuff. I actually found these really cute ideas for, obviously not our homecoming week, but just different fun days to do to kind of, spice up our school in the colder months. And this, I know I've showed you guys, I think last spring. I used it last semester and I continued to use it into the fall semester here because it really works for me. I just reprint it out each week and I really don't change that much. But I do change the date, and then I have all of our school, whoops, sorry, big hand there. I do have all of our school activities up at the top, and so I can kind of at a glance know like what I need to take the kids to do that day. Then I kind of just, this is my like master list, and so each of the boys have their own lists in their daily learning notebook that they can look at and mark off, but this is just kind of the list I can see and be like, okay, do you guys have your math done? Have you done your handwriting and your spelling? And then things like that. So I can kind of have my own list, and the MM stands for Memory Master Review. The IEW is Institute for Excellence in Writing. So I just kind of cross those off as we do them. And that is very helpful. So the other thing that I have down here is this that I showed you guys in my first day of school video. And I just have it in a sleeve, so it's dry erase, so you can kind of see what I have written on the dry erase board. I have had a little bit of an issue with, just setting stuff on top of it, and it kind of comes off, but it really hasn't been an issue. Like, it hasn't been completely erased, and I was like, oh, what do I have on here? So, and then I do have these things written on the actual sheet of paper because these are things that I need to do each and every weekend in my homeschool room. So that's why they're on here. I also have a calendar on my phone, and I keep things that are not necessarily that don't have to do with school. Like, of course, kids' appointments and things like that go on there, but like daily things like cleaning my house, I do that on Saturdays, and I know I don't need to write it down, but I like to. So I just have that like reoccurring in my phone schedule. But this is what I do every weekend in my schoolroom. So I love having this list so I don't forget anything. So I erase and redo our whiteboard with our CC memory work. I print a new schedule, which is this. I do a new essentials plan, which I'll show you guys in a second. I also keep on Pinterest, I have for each week of our school, because it is, since we do classical conversations, we have things that we do each week, of course, like that have to do with the moon or that have to do with biomes or things like that. So I actually keep a board for each week of our CC. And as I come across ideas on the internet or Pinterest or whatever, it's just a great location for me to keep everything organized. So I don't want to forget to check that over the weekend and see what fun activities or little videos or things like that could enhance our school that week. So I like to go on Pinterest and do that. I also like to start talking to the kids about their presentations for the next week. Our Sound City, I am actually, I'll probably do a day in the life vlog this week, and I'll give you an update on that. If you watched my homeschool room tour, I showed you guys what we were planning to do this year for Sound City. Our menu and grocery list, I have to do every weekend, because if I don't, who knows what we do. So I wanted to show you guys that really fast. So this is what I do for my menu. I just find it easiest to keep these templates on my computer and then just go in and change them each week and reprint them really quickly. That's how I like to do it. That works best for me. And then what I do with this list, I just go up and I put it on the side of my refrigerator with magnets. So I kind of do this down here. It's on my computer. I have everything I need. I make a Sam's Club order online to be picked up over the weekend at some point. This just really works for us. Saturday and Sunday, I typically leave it kind of blank because we either do have leftovers or I plan a meal for each day of the week, and sometimes we just we don't eat that meal. I don't make it, and so I'll make it over the weekend. So that is how I plan my menu. I wanted to show you in the back of this book, I also have tabs. So for reading, you saw I had Story of the World and also that encyclopedia on our subject expansion. This shows, like, for our weeks for classical conversations, for the first 12, it shows which chapters in Story of the World coincide with that. It also, the Encyclopedia of World History is also what I have by Usborne. It also tells you page numbers that coincide with that. I don't have the Encyclopedia of Science. So yeah, I just like to have that kind of at my fingertips, and then also some more reading lists. And I know I go a little overboard, but I love Half a Hundred Acre Wood, and she makes all these great resources. So I like to go and flip through these and just see, we're on week 5, and she kind of just tells us, like, Heroes' Tales, read about David Livingstone. Like, that's what they're doing. And I don't know, or Livingstone. Okay. Sorry, I think I read that wrong. And then picture books and things like that. So I really like to go on the library website while I'm at my computer and just see if any of those books are available. Oh, I love the purple crayon. I haven't looked at it for this next week. So yeah, I'll probably just request those books at my library, and we usually stop by there on Monday and we can pick up those books. Typically I do like a couple weeks at a time for that. I think that is pretty much it. It's just more book lists. We could talk about that all day long. I do have Bible. I have some Bible memory work that we have not started yet. I actually have some cards here in the front that I've laminated, and we just have not started that yet. Science, I don't have anything for this year. And then extra resources, just some skip counting and things like that. And, a really good article I found on communication. So yeah, I just have a bunch of, and then in the front, it's just things that I want to use or I need to look through. Like, we went on a field trip at the library and we got some really cool links and things that I wanted to check out. So that's kind of that book. Now with homeschooling, it's just inevitable. You just have lots of binders and lots of things, especially the older your kids get. So I have another binder, and this is for our essentials for classical conversations. So it's IEW and EEL. So this is my other son's. But anyways, so what I've done is they have a huge binder for you, but I actually they had us make like a teacher binder this year, so it's not quite so cumbersome to lug with us to class. So it just has the first 6 weeks in here, and I will show you what I've been doing. Some moms who have gone before me showed me kind of how to do this, and it's really worked super well for us. So for my English, we have EEL and IEW. So I just have day 1, and I just have all of this, and if it doesn't make sense to you, it didn't make sense to me before we started it, but if you know the program, then it will make sense to you. So that is kind of what we've been using, and it has been working so extremely well because I just get this out, he gets out his books, we go over this, and I basically have it saved as a template on my computer, and I go on and just, change maybe the page numbers and things like that, but the actual outline pretty much stays, the same each week. I wanted to show you real fast my younger son's schedule that he has in his daily learning notebook. So this is what he looks at every day and what he actually does on his own. So, I had spelling on his. Well, spelling is in Logic of English for him. So, I have spelling over on my master list, but it's basically just all in his Logic of English. So it doesn't coincide exactly with what the kids are doing, but pretty close. So that is his schedule. And then I have Roman over here who wanted to be in my video. So can you turn it around and show him your schedule? And the reason Tuesdays are highlighted is because they actually have a gal who comes. I go to a Bible study and they have a gal who comes and does things with them. So I've highlighted the things I want them to do while I'm gone. Good job, buddy. And so that is his schedule. I just wanted to give you a quick glance. Thanks, bud.
And then I have to turn in maps.
Yes, you have had to turn in maps. So he's been tracing some maps and really working hard at that, and you've been doing an awesome job.